Good morning, everyone. It's been ages since I did a video or a vlog, so I say I might as well do it this morning, improvise and think of something intelligent to say. Today we are January 8th, 2019, and no, we're not 18 anymore, we're 19. 2019, wow. 20 years almost into the future. 4 years after Back to the Future. Time flies, eh? So this year I'm celebrating my 4th year of leaving Trimble International. Well, leaving. They closed their door. But it was a plus for a minus, because considering what I experienced over the last 4 years and the experience I've gained, I've become better at what I usually do, and I've become more proficient, learned new skills over the years I've been working from job to job. And I have to say, since 2018, I mean November 2017, when I landed on this job that I'm doing right now, I've been not bad at all. It's been not bad at all. You know, a full year of work. I managed to keep the job for a year and do that job very well. And I cannot say I'm indispensable, because no one is. But I've become to a point where they rely on me a lot. You know, I'm important. Hopefully I am. So it's not that bad. I'm happy. And financially, I've been able to get back on my feet. My mom helped me last December with everything that we had, and that we owed money and everything. So I managed to save up a lot of money and get back on my feet properly, get things running. I got a contract on the 24th of December to do LEDs, which I'm currently finishing right now. Well, that's not what I'm doing, but I mean I'm doing it at night after work. I'm almost done. I'm gonna post a picture about this on my blog. It's pretty it's a horrendous amount of work, I can tell you that. I'm not complaining, the guy paid in advance. And usually I do cars, you know, so it doesn't matter what it looks like, it has to be waterproof and very solid. While when you're doing a work in a house, it has to be somewhat good looking. It has to look good. So I'm not used to that. I'm doing my best, my darnest, but I'm not used to that. And I wanted to finish that very soon, so I asked one of my associates to come and help me, and I would pay him. But tonight, one of my friends has other plans, so that's going to cut it short. I won't be able to terminate that tonight. But I will be able to do more tonight to reach my end goal. And I'm going to have just 1/5 of the work to be finished. So that's that. I wrote my customer an email yesterday explaining him certain things I wanted to do and fix up in his house. That would be, for me, that would be a something I could put in the balance of saying that if he's not happy, well, at least, you know, I went the extra mile to do this to please you, you know, and it's the best I can do, you know. It's not something I do full time, doing installing LEDs in a house. I've done other jobs in a house which were not that complicated, but they were a challenge nonetheless. Man, this morning it's really snowy. We got about 2 inches of snow yesterday, well, over the course of the night. And right now, all the snow that's on my roof rack is blowing away to the car behind me. He's wondering when I'm going to run out of snow to throw in his face. Hi. So today is back to work as regular, like yesterday. Last week I missed 2 days of work to do this job, the LED job at my customer place. Unfortunately for me, this guy doesn't live too far from where I live. It's 8 minutes by cars, so it's not that bad. It's not like when I go to Verchères where it's 35 minutes from here. Yeah, traffic. What did I expect? Of course, did I expect anything different? And there's always these idiots that are stressed like as hell and say like, oh, I need to get to work on time. Well, forget it, dude. They're cleaning the road. Highway 30 is always like this. In the morning, it's always for 2 minutes it can drive very well. Then pow, it's come to a dead halt straight on the highway. So in regard to other topics, time travel wise, me and Dr. Y, we didn't have a chance at all to meet and talk about our project. I guess that the guy is past his 50s, and he works really hard. So when come the weekend, he just sleeps and he's just dead tired like me. His job is not as physical as mine, but it's pretty hard as well. On him it's really hard. So by day's hand, he's dead tired and he sleeps all night, and he barely has time to check his email. But I'm getting close to inspirations where I will make a machine that would combine both DC and AC, but I'm trying to stick with DC. There is no internal power supply to help me out. I don't have a nuclear reactors to provide me with endless powers. So I have to stick with my theory that by disrupting a local gravity field, and I don't mean like a huge gravity field, but just a small distortion. It could be the size of a fist, and that would be sufficient. And when you would create a localized field like this, you could actually open a gate to other space and times. And that's the keyword, because you're going to go to other space and time. The odds of you going back into our own past is something else. This is where using a quartz crystal is important. I never knew the exact reason, but a quartz crystal is a lockout tools to your dimension, and when you're using that to time travel, you will always be sure that if it's synchronized with your machine properly, it will always bring you back to your own timeline, to your own dimension. Those are just theories. God knows else what could it do. So it's a big risk, it's but I think the main thing would be to achieve the first stage of seeing a distortion, like a temporal distortion, a field, and seeing through it. And that would be something good, that would be like a first start, and see how much current it needs to do that. I know that if given the sufficient funds, I could probably spend an entire year coming up with results. If not result at the end, we would end up with, because I know the secret of anti-gravity, and I know how to make it. And of that year, it would only take me 3 months to actually build an anti-gravity device and do a proof of concept and make it to the bigger scale. But that is such bullshit. I hate when people take shortcuts and cut people off, especially using the service lane. That is so gay. And I don't mean gay in the sense of sexual derogatory terms, but I mean gay as in like, it's fucking stupid. Can you just like merge in line with everybody else instead of trying to cut as far as you can? It's always amazed me that the user of this highway, they never take into account that they could be late for work because of traffic and the weather. This highway is stupid. It was supposed to be a 3-lane highway, made a 3-lane highway 7 years ago, and they never did it. They're such asshole. Like the Department of Transportation here, the ministry, the DOT. It's a real fucking stupid DOT. Instead of making more efficient so people don't waste gas, they do the entire opposite. And I think the Minister of Transportation, the actual guy, the minister, he's been on his seats for a long time, and he's never been replaced because he has a deal with the gas industry, the petroleum industry, to make things so inefficient that people waste gas. It always pisses me off when I'm thinking about this. Boy. These days there's a good load of buildings for rent. It'd be quite awesome if I could rent these buildings into my project there. For me, it wouldn't be a waste because I would do one project, be working on a project while working under the guise of my company. So it would be like totally legit, you know. Everything, every part. So nobody would know that it would be time no more doing this. It would be like committed. And Committed is the name of my company. I don't know. During the holidays, I seriously I was not in the mood to work at all. I had a few projects I wanted to do in the basement, and I didn't do them at all. And there was a few projects I wanted to do in my car, and I did not do them. I was just like completely drained during the holiday, like dried up, and I didn't felt like doing anything. Like the last 5 days, I just rested. Like I just rested my mind and do nothing at all. But now I'm back to work. And I'm all dynamic, you know. I'm looking forward to finish the project there and take pictures of what I actually did. And if this customer is satisfied somewhat, that means that he will use me for other project because he works in renovation and construction. So that's a potential like serious gain of money for my company and a more expensive contract. One thing I'm gonna have to do is eventually buy a 3D printer because sometimes I need to make parts, and these parts cannot always be made of steel. They would need to be made out of plastic. It would be easier for me to make like a nice finished parts. My the LED extrusion that I'm making to put inside the cupboards and the wardrobes, they don't always have caps, so you see the sharp edge and the wires coming out and everything like this, compared to when I do it on the car. Because when I install LEDs extrusion on the car, I use the same materials and the same LEDs, and I have my own little aluminum end cap that I make, that I got from another company. And these aluminum end caps, I use silicone and glue to put at the end and seal up the end of my LEDs extrusion that I put on cars, and it looks better, you know. It doesn't look extraordinary, but it looks better than just like having an open wires. But what I have at my disposal, there's as much as I can do. So people have to understand that principle. I can give results, but I cannot give results that aren't going to be like award winning. Ooh, lots of snow. So I'm going to work on those projects eventually, depending how much time my company gives me. And I have, like I told Dr. Wise, like I'm not setting foot in Montreal, dude. Like I'm literally not coming to Montreal. This fucking city is all destroyed. It's in part. The roads are awful. Just yesterday on the news, somebody lost a front wheel. Like literally, he took a pothole that was so deep that the front wheel of the car buckled with the axle and the suspension parts. Just to tell you how bad it is in Montreal. And one of my customers owns a Jeep. He goes to work with his Jeep every day. And the first year I met here, 2017, the winter from 2017 to 2018, he wears out the ball joint of the Jeep. Like the entire front suspension assembly and the solid axle and everything that was like ball joint and suspension points was worn out. Just to tell you how bad that is. And we're talking about a Jeep. Okay, not a brand new Jeep, 2009. But I mean, nonetheless, it's a freaking Jeep, dude. It's made to go off-road. And just the street of Montreal wore out the Jeep. That's how bad it is, you know? Just fathom like a minefield on the road, potholes everywhere, cracks, manhole cover coming out of the street by 2 inch. You're driving and you're hitting like a manhole cover. To being late. Not that it really matters, but for me, when I go to work, my motto is I'll get there when I get there. And when the day's over, say I leave when the fuck I feel like. Sorry for the swear, but that's one of the small benefits of working here. Like I'm where I work, I'm the manager of my department. And we're aiming to work more on productions of painting the parts, which was the main intention of the place. And we're reaching that goal now. So pretty soon I'm not gonna do any more physical work. I'm just gonna do painting and managing. Wow. My poor friend's gonna be so disappointed. I think he was looking forward to working, and it's gonna be like the entire opposite. Nope. Sorry. This plan's cancelled again. It's not your fault. It's not you. It's circumstance. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's a short resume. I'll try to make at least 1 or 2 per week. On this note, have a good day, everyone.